Okay, you guys, hello everyone and welcome. I'm Jeneth Blackert,
And I'm Lyanca Reina.
and it's the How Hustle Mystic Morning Show. Today we're talking with celebrated and celebrity psychic Inbaal Honigman, and we are so excited about this conversation. In fact, we were so excited that on Halloween, was it Halloween day before Halloween, we had a chat with Inbal and we were like, oh my gosh, we want you back. We want you back right away. Come back next week because not only is she offering sessions, but she also has a big
Lots of research that has gone
teaching,
in that. Yeah.
lots and lots of research, teaching a big tarot course, and I am so excited to share her with you. I feel like I found diamonds.
Yes.
When
Yeah.
we first interviewed her, and then the second time we interviewed her, it was raining diamonds. And we even felt like she was reading our mind entirely with tarot.
That's right. Even
And
some of the behind the scenes, I was like,
gosh,
I went home and told my husband about it. Like,
gosh.
I was like, oh my gosh, you'll never guess what happened. So stay tuned. We're going to have a great time today. But
Absolutely.
first, we have a little bit of
Mystic Space Weather News.
In today's Mystic Space Weather News, we had the Beaver full moon, and it was closest, it's the super moon. It's the closest super moon of the year, and that actually peaked yesterday. But the best viewing will be this evening at dusk. And remember, we stay in that energies and we stay in the 1111 portal energies. So lots of these really interesting energies as we have that come up. Now, for the real Mystic Space Weather News and a little bit of woo in celebrity news. Yay, right?
Yes.
So it's a new segment we're calling Woo in Celebrity News. So this one includes both. It says the U.S. representative called on NASA to share the unreleased pictures of Three Eye Atlas, which is that comet that is in
Yes.
the interstellar comet that is in our solar system right now for the third time, y'all. Because remember, we talked last week about the shutdown and NASA not releasing any pictures. And now they're really struggling with this controversy where everybody is chiming in. Guess who else chimed in? Kim Kardashian.
Love it.
She asked for NASA. She called on NASA and she was like, I don't understand. And so Dr. Avi Loeb, which is the Harvard scientist, said, you know what? I'll have Kim Kardashian on my team anytime. And she basically was calling on NASA to release the information because scientist to scientist, the groups we know, they really do enjoy sharing the information. In fact, it's a matter of not only just defense, right? And knowing what's out in the atmosphere and in our solar system, but how it affects all of the Earth and all of the things that we can study. So we know that there's a lot of anomalies. They definitely want this information released. I could read from the New York Post, Times Post, and that came out, this article came out November 5th. So that was last night. Of course, I'm scouring the internet, right? Trying to hold on and see all the different places, but really the controversy is really coming up and it's kind of hard to ignore. So I thought that I would share that and I will post the link for the actual New York Times Post and article there for you so you can get all the science behind it.
Love it.
Yeah, and that's what I got from Mystic Space Weather News.
And I've got a little morning brew with Brew.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this probiotic. It's called This Biome. And we had gotten so much in response on this probiotic and how it helps you poo. It's got 112 little dudes, probiotic dudes, billions of probiotic dudes that help with IBS and gut health. And it's just almost like a miraculous drug, even if you just take one or two of them. It works so good and so fast. And since the audience seemed to be like, on board with the probiotic, I asked This Biome if we could get something for you.
You're so good.
And they gave us a 20% off coupon for you.
Very
nice. I'm going to have that in the newsletter tomorrow, but the link later today will be guthealth.houthustle.com, and that will be that affiliate link so that you can go and get 20% off. if you want to try it, and because it is a little bit of a higher end probiotic.
Yeah.
It comes in a box like frozen for you, basically. Like it's all packed in
Oh,
ice
gotcha. So
because
yeah, that makes
it doesn't
sense.
give you any time to, let it get hot.
I like that. Thank you for
Mhm.
sharing that. It's
Yes.
important. Did you know that she is our resident nutritionist?
I'm the resident nutritionist, and I will be focusing on wellness because I have all these tips, including a protein cookie that I just made Lyanca eat this
Oh,
morning
it's
that I'm
super
going
good. Y'all, like,
gonna
y'all
write it
know.
up on the blog.
So Jeneth always gives me a hard time about eating all these processed things like low carb stuff. And I thought I was doing all good because I'm not eating carbs. But she gave me this and it's actually made from chickpeas.
Chickpeas.
Oh my gosh, her and her daughter made it and it's super yummy. And I was like, I'm not even lying. It's super yummy. Anyway, we're having fun today and we can't wait to get started with Inbaal.
Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring you up and let's just get started like we always get started. Hi, gorgeous. Oh, yes, you. You are the gorgeous one today.
Not at all. How are you, beautiful girls?
Oh, we're
Oh my
doing well. We're
goodness.
having fun.
I almost feel like we've had so many conversations. I want to come to London and give you a hug.
Well, I
Or
told
not
you.
London, just the
I
UK.
I told you we're gonna be in our jet and we're gonna go pick her up so we can go get on our yacht. She's already ready with
Great.
her swimsuit.
Yep.
I'm
She's in
ready.
getting in running shape. I've been watching her on social media.
Nice. I better join in.
I know. We're all going to have to look hot on the yacht.
A few words about Inbaal. Inbaal is a well-known, loved, and popular TV and radio psychic in the UK with appearances spanning over 24 years. Her field of expertise are future predictions, tarot, crystal ball, astrology, and also manifesting and witchcraft. So yay!
Yay.
Thank you for joining us.
Yay. All my favorite things.
Yeah.
I love the tarot. We spoke about the tarot. I am a tarot girl through and through. I like the way that it's colorful and that it's versatile and that it can lend itself to any kind of walk of life. And I love that the tarot is kind of a starting point for
Mhm.
almost anything. You can manifest with the tarot, you can do astrology with the tarot, you can predict the future, and you can make peace with the past.
Oh, I
So
love
I,
that.
Yeah.
I have like a cultish love for it. But when I started with the tarot, I had no idea that it would take me to all the different places that it did and that it still does.
Mhm. It's so funny. From the last conversations, we literally felt like you were reading our mind, and we just kept going further and deeper and further and deeper. And you guys, I will put a card in this edited video so that you can definitely hear that one as well. And I'd love to take callers today. But after that conversation, I really started checking you out on social and in the news. Quite
She was
interesting that
stalking.
I now have a celebrity crush on you.
Yeah.
It's
But
a regular
one
crush.
of the
Uh,
topics that I would have never thought I would have seen on your page was you talking about our personal style and doing it through astrology. And I was like, what? Will you talk a little bit about that? Can we just start there and we can kind of bring in
The
some
tarot.
other I'd like to queue up some participants today too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah, so I one of my favorite things is applying star signs to literally anything. If you give
Mhm.
me like, 12 shades of beige, I can tell you which one is a bit more Scorpio and which one is a bit more Sagittarius. So it's something that I have like a little obsession with because I think anything can be divided into archetypes. And what are the star signs if not like a detailed version of the archetypes, or perhaps vice versa?
Mhm.
So, several times,
Oh my,
in fact, one of them sort of going all the way back to maybe, I don't know, 2001 or something. Boys and girls, how old were you in 2000? It might have been 2000. Um, I was asked to predict like what the next colors would be, sort of what
Mm.
lipsticks, what eyeshadows would come up.
Wow.
And it was so much fun because I'm so much more into mysticism than I am about style.
Yeah.
So I was working with a PR lady at the time, and I said to her, I can see people like wearing orange, right? Remember 2001 when
Yep.
those like clubbing colors came up? And
Yeah.
she was like, okay, that's not what you call it in fashion. So she changed. We
And she's
don't
like,
say
that's
orange.
tangerine.
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly what she
I
meant.
do
Tangerine.
remember that. And I remember that being like a color, like the
Tangerine.
tangerine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
So it was, so it turned out true. And as I was
Beautiful.
predicting it, I was thinking, wow, that's really unlikely. People are not going to put like orange on. It's such an unflat. We try to step away from the orange. That was back when fake tan was like really orangey before
Oh,
it
yes,
got
yes, yes.
right. So I thought we're trying to sort of step away from the orange, but I was seeing the orange and it was in fact tangerine. But one of the things, Jeneth, that you must have seen was either when I did a thing with Kat Kidson,
Mhm.
it was such a pinch me moment,
Mhm.
or I've done some stuff with nail varnish colors, and I've done some stuff for how to decorate your house for Christmas by Star Sign 2 years ago.
How
Uh,
fun. I love
I
it.
know it's
Wow.
so much fun. So
Yeah.
I think that each of the star signs have a different way that they kind of view beauty. And
Mhm.
is for me, as a Pisces, I know that the most beautiful aesthetic that I could connect to would be sort of quite swirly and chaotic and mixed up. But for example, a Capricorn would much more connect with sort of straight lines um and sort of right angles and black and white colors. And then Sagittarians, for example, they're really chaotic. And so they like bringing together colors that clash. And to them, that is beauty and it feels really alive.
Wow.
And then you've got Librans, and Librans are kind of really elegant and really sort of beauty minded.
Libran.
Right. So for a Libra, things have to really match and have a
Mm.
Oh,
theme running through them and have something that kind of ties them together. So Librans would be more like the beauty that you'd find in styling magazines, and
hmm.
when people that really know what they're doing. And maybe Aquarius beauty is so much more about what's sustainable. And for Aquarian, what looks beautiful is what looks comfortable and what looks, good for the planet. So I'm a little bit obsessed with walking a mile in each star sign's shoes
Oh,
and
fun.
seeing, if I was, I sort of look at it, if I was, a Cancerian, which color would I like for winter? If I were a Virgo, what angles will I appreciate? And it's something that sort of comes a little bit because astrology is also kind of a science. It used to be a science. I don't want to
Well,
call it a pseudoscience so much as an X science, but it also, I think, comes from like an esoteric perspective, from psychically connecting to the person or connecting to the sign and feeling in your heart what they would like. Because Jeneth, for example, is not your regular Libra. Regular Librans are very into like their opals and their
Mhm.
creams.
Oh
And
my goodness, that's my mom.
right. And they
Hmm.
like for things to sort of have a real open feel about them. Open
Interesting.
spaces, no clutter, everything sort of clean, lovely clean corners, no shadows in corners. Whereas if you're more the alternative Libra, then you'll carry some of those kind of styling tips,
Mm.
So you'll carry the clean lines, but you might not carry the, 50 shades of white with you, for
Yes.
example.
Wow. So would you have to know my birth date exactly to know and help me with my entire personal style?
So that would be best, yeah, with like your
Uh-huh.
whole chart, because
Uh-huh.
Oh,
within your
Wow.
chart, you will probably have some Scorpio. You must have some Scorpio. to
Uh-huh.
go to go for the darker colors and for the for the contrast and
Mm-hmm.
definitely tattoos,
Yep.
right? That there's got to be some Scorpio there.
Mm.
Whereas an everyday Libra, I wouldn't have guessed you Libra as the
Yes.
first guess.
No, well, and I'm the exact opposite to my mom because she was always Talbot's put together and she
Yeah.
had all the opals.
how funny.
And she had an opal
Oh,
necklace
I
and
love
an opal
Inbaal.
ring. And I was never really like, and maybe, and she was all gold all the time. And
Yeah.
I've always been like a silvery girl. And now I like the mixture of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really incredible because that could actually be a generational thing because my mum was
Uh-huh.
very into her golds. And
Mhm.
that's when gold was also status. Gold
Mm.
represented like a certain um uh comfort that you reached in life.
Mm.
But it was the same for me. And in fact, maybe there's some Pisces in you or another water sign because the Pisces or the watery metal is more silver, whereas the sunny metal, so like for Leos, for
I
example,
love my gold.
yeah. Leos need the gold. They feel at home with the gold. They feel like it embraces them. And it's not just Leo. We can think of somebody with, I think, Leo rising,
Mm.
leader of the free world, who is obsessed with the color.
Gold. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and there is sort of the Leo element there as well. So when we look at your whole chart, that could show like what you like to look like when you're indoors, what you like to look like when you're outdoors, because some people might have that duality of being, incredibly well put together outside, but going for the purposefully like slobby on the inside at home. Whereas you've got people who love to be like perfect at home as well, and and their dressing gowns, their bathrobes at home would have like feathers
Oh,
on,
how funny.
right? And
Yeah.
I'll go through the dressing gown shop and I'll be like, who buys that? Why
And
would
there's
you?
someone, and there's
Yeah,
someone.
exactly. Well,
Yeah.
a lot of someone's because those
Yes.
things come from factories and they're mass produced.
And
But
it's
I'll be
true.
like, why don't they just sort of get like all the fluffy ones that look so comfy?
Yeah, I
Wow.
agree. One of the things that you said earlier was that tarot used to be held in regard as science, and I, I channeled North Shore Damas, and it was through QHHT session, and then I did a journalism project with the QHHT session where we did lots of sessions, and one of the things about the channeling is that the in channel will use the different things that are in my library in order to use to
Mhm.
give you words and symbolism. And I remember that Nostradamus, or the essence of Nostradamus, who identifies that way, was a little bit discouraged or disappointed in me in that I didn't know my astrology and I did not know my tarot. And he was kind of joking and saying, a very educated you think you are, but it's very important that you reconnect with the tarot and the astrology, and not for the reasons that you had thought it was before. Because I
Yep.
mean, the word
Right.
Nostradamus, tarot,
Tarot and
all of that.
astrology seems very
It was all,
We.
yeah, well, and at first I was afraid. I thought it was, oh my gosh, you said like this is black magic, right? Like, I mean, and that's how I was raised in the religious aspect of it. And when I realized that there was a lot more science and there was a lot more information, and that you can use that as tools for communication. We didn't have a baseline for some of the things that he wanted to show me in vision, and we needed that to have. So I did learn the Rider Waite, and just a little bit, like a little bit, but enough to have those visions and the actual cards to where he could show me how those relate as communication, and to finish out some of the messaging that he wanted to share with me and for humanity. So I thought that was very interesting, and my respect for astrology and astronomy. In fact, if you are an educated person, you did have those in your background.
What that makes me want to ask is, did you have any blocks or resistance to going into witchcraft?
A little bit actually,
Mm,
because I think it's I think it's human nature, isn't it? It's certainly sort of Pisces nature. I'm a very risk averse person. Again, sort of shout out to my mom who would sort of go out and don't go so fast, and
mhm,
you could fall over. So I have had resistance for practically everything. And when I
mm,
teach people in manifesting how to be open to stuff, it's because I've had to do that for
yeah.
myself in a really sort of harsh way. So
Mhm,
my resistance to witchcraft was not religious originally. Originally,
mhm,
my resistance to witchcraft was more rooted in free will. It
mhm,
was really important for me that my free will is served and the free will of those around me. And so if I force for something to happen in my favor, who am I robbing of what and why? Um,
Mm.
so that was sort of part of the resistance. I was also
Yeah.
afraid that there is an addictive aspect to
Oh,
witchcraft
interesting.
because it is sort of quite an intense way of viewing the world.
Oh.
Like Jafar, like
Yeah.
Jafar and Aladdin, you are
Oh.
addicted to this power, addicted to this
Mm.
ability. Nobody wants to be Jafar, everybody wants to be Jasmine, right?
Yes, yes.
You look more like Jasmine
Oh,
for
she totally
sure.
does. That and Catherine Zeta-Jones, she's giving essence. Yeah.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you,
too funny.
girls.
But you're
But
right.
I
And
had
all the fables of that taught us not to have, don't do the wishes. You may get what you wish for, in which case it's a
Well,
curse. And
and how many
so,
people don't like to dream because they kind of feel like they won't actually get it, and then there's this wrongness and the
yeah,
fakiness
yes,
into
I don't
it.
want to be
I
disappointed.
don't want to be
So I'm
disappointed
not
and
going to dream.
stuff.
Oh my gosh, I've totally played that role for a long time.
But well, I feel like this has been the week of resistance we talked a little bit about on Tuesday. What by knowing our chart, how can we unearth and uncover some of our blocks around these resistance points?
knowing our chart puts us face to face with all of our blessings and all of our curses. And
Hmm.
whereas none of the star signs are curses, we could see things in our chart that are just misaligned. For example, let me
Hmm.
use myself as an example.
Aligned.
For example, my
Um, I was
Venus,
going to say
which is the
something.
planet of love, is in Aquarius. Aquarius is a gorgeous sign, very giving, very humanitarian, not very romantic. And
Hmm.
so I'm really aware that I have this sort of Piscean, very romantic energy. I hug, I connect with people very, very easily. But once you're in a relationship with me, you've got to take your number because I'm taking care of everybody else as
Ah,
well. And that's something that um that I've got to work with and try and be a little bit more human because therapy very effective, also very expensive, and you can't stay in it for a life. So that's something for me, for example. I also have a real opposition between my sun sign, Pisces, soft, good listener, and my moon sign, Sagittarius, chaotic, will get on a plane at the slightest provocation, which is, what we're going to do. So those
right.
two sort of completely opposing main personality traits are, are important for me to acknowledge. And I don't think we need to go into our chart trying to reverse everything or anything. I think we need to go into our chart building up awareness. Self-awareness goes a long, long, long way into having you, live a happier, more fulfilling life with yourself and with the world around you.
Yeah. Well, I think everyone in the audience would pretty much agree with me that once you're aware of one of your blocks, that block will keep nagging you and you'll want to change it. And then now you're here to get some of the tools to change it too.
Yeah, for the most part, some things resist harder than others.
Yeah. And like usually
I'm sorry, some blocks
love and relationship though.
Exactly. I feel that some blocks are just so comforting. They're like, little childhood memories. When you've got like your comfort foods from childhood and they are objectively disgusting.
Spam.
But they give you this sort of sense of familiarity.
That's so true.
And
It's so true.
I was talking to a girl I was working with, and she was such a queen. And she said, I know my need for things to be tidy is a problem, but it's me. And I love that about myself. And I related to that so hard, not with tidy, not with the tidy, but I said to her, I have a very complex relationship with food and with my weight. And it's me, and it's part of who I am, and it's part of my identity, and it's and it's like a challenge that I process life through. And I even think, I know it's really, really toxic to think that, but I even think, you know what? If one day a miracle happened and I solved my complex relationship with food and body weight, who knows? Who knows what challenge will rise to replace it? Like those people that sort of stop smoking and, gain 40 pounds. So I'm thinking, well, what will I start smoking? Is that what's going on?
And you can't even think those things, though. You got to go, universe, I give it up. And please just give me space, ease, and joy all the way out.
One day, one day, one day.
I hear you. I do hear
Love
you.
it.
And thank you for being so vulnerable like that.
Absolutely. I know
I
that
can
you're
relate.
not the only one.
Yeah. I can relate.
That's reassuring.
I want to make sure that we have time for some people to really experience your work. So did you want to go ahead and take so if you want to ask a question, go ahead and raise your hand or write it in on the chat.
Even on YouTube.
Yes. And on YouTube as well. And we'll go ahead and take Elaine.
Great. Elaine, you're up.
I have a feeling once we get into questions, it's going to go.
Woo! We're going to go deep here. And people are going to be like,
Elaine, you're on mute if you're unmute.
Go for it, Elaine.
Hi, I like her colors she's wearing today.
Thank you.
So I don't know how she goes about this. So
I use the tarot as the, quick, surefire way to get answers. So you can ask a question, or you can ask just for like comments or like a general reading or a reading about a particular topic. Honestly, the tarot is so limitless that I aim to fit what you want rather than you needing to aim to fit how I work. Just, ask you, let's chat and see how it goes.
Okay, if I'm trying to make a decision between two different trips to Egypt, is that workable?
So super workable. So one of the nicest things for me with the tarot is that it helps make decisions at the crossroads. So you don't even have to describe the trip. If you just sort of name one of them, like trip A or option A in your mind, so that you're clear which one is A and the other one is B. Then once you've got it kind of settled in your mind, is it just between two?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, sort of.
Ish. Okay, what I'll do, because you sounded hesitant, I'm gonna take A, B, and other. My
Oh, okay.
favorite
All
box.
right. Cool.
My favorite box on any form, other.
Love it.
So have you got sort of trips A and B assigned in your mind?
Yes.
Lovely. So let me take one card for A, which is already very bad. So my money's on B now. One card for B and one card for other. Right. So it says that trip A is too complicated. It's too complicated mentally. It could even be complicated in the practical sense. It also looks like it could end up costing more than other options. So A, I do not love for you at all. Option B is good. It's better. You'll feel in charge. You'll feel strong. You'll feel like you have more choices, more options. It looks like you may need to compromise with just one person. However, that one person, I feel, is a little bit fiery and dominant. I'm not using the word domineering just because I'm working on my manners. I actually mean domineering when I say dominant. However, secret option 3 comes up the best. So if you're able to go back to the drawing board and see if other options are available, I feel that you will find perhaps a larger group or a larger organization that runs it, which will be a better option financially. The organization of it will be a little bit better, which obviously you won't know, because if you're not taking the others, then you won't know how the third one is better. But it looks like it might have better reviews. And also, it looks like secret option 3 might be with a company or with an organization that you feel like you don't necessarily belong in. So it could be, for example, a church group or like a school group that you don't, strictly speaking, belong to. But it looks like for the trips that come out via that organization, they're happy to go along with anybody. So so I feel like option B is the better of the two, but it's worth looking a little bit more. So we can't have like a real wow moment with that, because I'm sending you to do some more homework. But hopefully that is useful for you in, in choosing, in picking.
Yes. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
All right.
And be sure to report back to us too. Maybe put on the comment what happened. I feel like I
The
can
mystery.
sense that something is fun's gonna happen there, and you're like, oh my gosh, ladies. So put it on the comment whenever you say it on YouTube.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Inbaal, if we just have somebody in the chat that says, I'd love to know if I'm on the right path with a business idea, is that something that you can just easily tune into?
Yeah, really easily. What I'm going to do, let me pop the chat open on my screen, so that at least I'm connecting, with the letters, with the words. Blah, 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 blah. I'd love to know if I'm on the right path with the business idea that I have. Yeah. Sending questions in writing, no voice, no connection, is no problem at all. I do a lot of my work by email, literally since email was so new. And I actually find that it allows me to connect in a more purely psychic way, because I'm a human being. So if I see you face to face, I might, I might have
Yeah.
preconceptions
For sure.
about you. I might
Yeah.
think, I know your financial status or marriage status. And then so on the phone, like what we did with Elaine is a little bit more, more purified, but then I still hear, a woman that sounds healthy and happy. So that already sort of gives some clues. Whereas looking at just letters, just connecting with a sentence is, that's a real chat. I feel like I'm, it's
Digging deeper.
I
it's
love
neat,
it.
it's fun.
Oh my gosh, you're
Yeah.
so amazing.
Great. Well,
So,
so from KDB.
Or he says, I'd love to know if I'm on the right path with a business idea that I have. It's the right path, and you have to walk that path for like 6-7 months before you will know what changes are needed. So the idea is a great start, but the vision that you have right now is not the vision that you'll have this time next year. I feel like
cool.
at the moment, you're just looking at the bare bones. And you're thinking, maybe I need to flesh it out a little bit before I jump in. I'm saying, no, babe, jump in.
Yeah.
Jump in, flesh it out while you're there, because you won't be able to flesh it out effectively before you jump in and see what your client base is like, what kind of people you naturally relate to. It says that you have a real perfectionist way about you. You're very harsh on yourself. It's something that might go back to like how parents treated you, where everything had to be like really, really perfect. And I'm telling you, it's perfect as an idea, as like a first step. It's super, super perfect as it is. Why? Because in it, you have the potential, like the bud of 3 different directions that it can take. And I feel like you'll end up working more in a 1-to-1 or 1-to-2 capacity, as opposed to the possibility of working 1-to-many. You'll find that 1-to-1 or 1-to-2 works better for you. And it says that then the potential for growth goes with a lot of word of mouth. Word of mouth can't even start before you do. So yeah, let me know if it makes sense with a business idea that you've got.
Great. Thank you, Katie.
Yes, and you have to write in on the comments when on YouTube as well. We want to hear back. Like we want to I feel like we're gonna hear, ladies, you'll never guess what happened. For both of them. It's
I
exciting.
love it.
We've got one more on the chat that's also in our inner circle. So I'm going to take that real quick and then we'll take some more live callers. So this is from Paula, and she says, I'd like to know what the cards say about what to focus on or what's coming up for the rest of 2025 and early 2026. I'd like to know that for
Rest of
myself
2025, early 2026. Yeah, so we're kind of looking at the next 6 months. When I go like month by month, even if we're like on the final day of the month, I think, well, there's still an opportunity for things to get
Yes.
I
exciting,
think same thing.
right?
I do.
So,
Yeah.
So I'll always sort of take some cards either for the existing month, even if it's practically over, for the existing year, even if it's practically over. So the rest of 2025, and 2025 is not practically over. We have over 50 days.
Yes.
Over
There's a lot
50 opportunities to wake up and do something spectacular.
I am so glad you said that.
The rest of 2025 is busy for you, Paula. I really hope you're sustaining yourself on a lot of carbs and energy drinks. Sorry, girls. So I really believe in the restorative powers of carbs.
Yes, yeah. I know. There has its place for sure.
The human body wouldn't crave them if there wasn't something in it. So, Paula, the rest of 2025 is huge. First of all, I'm seeing you either moving house or moving premises. There is a big move, things going from side to side. So, and there's a lot of luck in that move, whatever that is.
Oh, wow.
It
She would love some luck.
It also shows a brand new idea that you're ready to take from your brain and at least into your list of things to do. That will end up materializing into not quite a book, but like a booklet, like a start of a book. And also, I see some happy times with family. So 2025 still has a lot to offer.
Oh, wonderful.
2026 is a mixed bag because you move forward with some gambles. The gambler's credo is you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
And also, like in life, you don't have to be a gambler. You win some, you lose some. Do not panic if some of your investments don't turn out to be, so wonderful, because the things that do catch will get you to where you're going. It looks like August is a really important month, and it's August that you're kind of working towards, if you know what I mean. You're supported by the person next to you, and you're supported by the people above you, like family, mentors. You're supported by the people around you so that if you have to fall, it's not a hard fall, it's a soft fall, it's an educational fall. So 2026 is a mixed bag. By August, you realize that you have triumphed, but it really is a jagged climb to the top.
I was waiting for her to respond, and then I realized we were talking about
yes.
this chat.
It's okay.
Oh my goodness. Knowing Paula, I would say that's pretty spot on.
And exciting,
Yeah,
right? Like there's
really
so
exciting.
much to happen in this year still. And oh my gosh, and just it's comforting to know that that you can have like, okay, don't get discouraged, stay the course. I just did a video on that, and it's so true.
Yeah.
And you get to reap the benefits. But if you don't stay the course, if you get discouraged, you don't get there.
Yeah.
And just knowing some of this is super empowering, like super duper empowering, right? It's like, I got this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I
yeah.
think what's
Right.
beautiful with the tarot, and you get that with astrology as well,
Yeah.
you'll be like, next month, it's not really happening. Next month, it's not really happening. Next month, you have 78 of them and you can reshuffle and go again. Eventually, stick it out. Eventually, you're going to see the month where it'll be successful. And even with love, so next month, she's not coming back to you. The month after, she's not coming back to you. The month after that, oh, you've forgotten all about her and met somebody new.
Hey.
It's always, there's always a happy ending.
Yes.
I think life is such an adventure. And if you are somebody that can welcome positive news will want to come and live in your house.
Yeah.
I love
Absolutely.
that.
Paula responded, wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. I look forward to the climb.
Yay. Awesome.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Next live caller, Stephen, you're up.
Hi, not really sure. The topic, I guess, would be the walk-in thing I might have mentioned last time because of all the past life confusion between Osiris, Odin, and Health and Jesus and stuff. I'm trying to find out some of my, if I'm on the right path, I guess, too, is because I'm not really sure how to find the right support in the communities with the resources I have available.
Yeah, so we're finding like the most suitable spiritual direction for you at the moment, yeah?
And yeah, I get and confirmation that been doing the right and not misinterpreting my integrations. I get that. Yeah.
Stephen, I don't want to shock you, but you're an incredible channel. You're able to come through with unbelievable messages for other people. What makes you question the messages that you're getting for yourself? I don't understand. It says that you're an incredible channel. I'm a little surprised that you named mostly masculine deities because I feel like you have a good connection with the feminine deities as well. And if you have a belief that you have to like pick a gender when it comes to your spirituality, whoever gave you that belief didn't understand how your particular soul works. So I feel like your spiritual direction works well with couples, you know, Zeus and Hera together and apart. Is it Frigg and Freya? Yeah, or you know, or Thor and Freya together and apart. I feel like your spirituality is ignited by those back and forth motions between the genders and beyond the genders. But I really feel humbled talking to you because I feel that your spiritual gift is so substantial, is so inexplicable that how can you not know it? How can you not know it? How can you question it? Does that sound right to you? Do you know that you know?
Yeah, it's just the cognitive dissonance about how to share it with others that I'm trying to still figure out in the
Right.
practical and embodied way. Like I said, I don't know if I'm just waiting around to die or if something, it's the ego based on all that past life stuff having to be male.
There's plenty of stuff for you to do before you die. It's definitely not time for that kind of stuff at all yet. But it says that you'll be able to share it with others when you're more comfortable accepting it within yourself and sharing it with yourself. And then I actually see you on quite a large platform within an online community, creating, I want to call them lectures, but they're less lectures and more like channeled talks, channeled, not speeches. What's the word I'm looking for? Sermons, but not, you know, I know it's a really heavy word, but channeled sermons. I feel like you have almost a prophetic aspect to your ability. If you were born 2000 years ago, you'd have people following you around.
You'd be like Jesus.
Or at least the king would have you come and give prophetic messages, right?
Well, I guess the question then would be, Stephen, what's the block that's keeping you from expressing this gift?
I have no, this is the most I've practiced talking to the Oregon community ever, I think.
Oh, well,
Mostly
welcome.
isolated and still trying to survive off of disability money and 40 years of repression, I guess.
I think some of the most gifted people struggle mentally because it is an extra huge weight to process while you're doing life at the same time, which is, you know, not an easy feat in the first place. But I feel like this is what I'm saying, that looking for a platform where you can share it is a little too soon now. The self-acceptance is a really, really important initial step. And in the same way that I shared that some of my issues will always be a part of me and I kind of love them, maybe there is something within you that feels that comfort within the depressive state. But I'd much rather that you would just maybe visit here and there, you know, just to see if it's still doing all right. Whereas the majority of your life, you would be able to live it free and light and in the energy of love, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm kind of going, I guess I've been trying to roll space off of old wife's projections of the birth of the walking of Christ, but I guess that would not be me this time.
Yeah, thank you
I
so
do
much
like
for
video
sharing
games
it with
as something
us.
to, yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage.
Yes, it does. Thank you, Stephen, for
And
showing up.
continue to join us here. We're no judgment, and we're just
Yeah.
a place of love, and everybody's on their journey. And don't ever, and this goes for everybody, don't ever feel like any of your questions will ever be judged or anything like that, because
Yeah.
we really love to have people feel supported here.
Yeah,
Yep.
and believe you, if you met me 20 years ago, I was quite the little hot mess. Hot mess. Couldn't even complete a sentence, kind of hot mess. So
Well, you're still hot, so
there's
pleased that
these
you didn't
things
lose
coming in my
that.
sleep, and they're like demons. And so
And
it
who do
makes
you share that with,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's like, who do you talk to without feel like you're like totally going insane? So thank you for your vulnerability, and I think these conversations really help the entire group.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And just like you, I'm still looking for a place to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep it to myself.
Well, come hang
Well,
with us.
yeah.
We got you.
Yeah, come hang. That's all right. Inbaal. Oh my gosh, I love this new offer that
Oh
you
my
have.
gosh. I'm so excited.
We were like, what else do you have? You know, we can get people sessions with you, but what else? And she was like, well, I have this entire course, and maybe I should let you explain it, that took 2 years in the making, with all the research on how you do tarot in your style that you do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up. I feel like the page doesn't 100% do it justice from what you've explained, but we've done our best here.
Yeah.
So this is, if you are interested in this work and you want to know tarot and tarot in this way, where it's been, I mean, I thought it was just, I don't know. I thought it was like a card game at first, kind of feeling.
It was at first.
But
So,
it doesn't have to be overwhelming either, I
Mhm.
think. And it can be so magical for people. Just me playing with it a little bit.
Mhm.
And I just barely put my toe in the way that I learned. And I am super excited. And remember, we talked last time about it's going to be the cold season, and we can kind of
Yep.
quiet down and learn something, and then emerge when it's a warmer season again. And this is just a really cool time. And we talked about like, oh my gosh, what a great time to get the tarot and just, learn the
Yep.
course and really, really dive in and learn about yourself
Yep.
and how you relate with others. So I thought that was
Mhm.
really fun and very timely, of course. So why don't you jump in and talk about
let's
it?
talk about this home study course that's insanely in depth.
Yeah,
So we put this in modules here. If you just want to go through each module and maybe even give like the big takeaway.
Yeah, so my tarot course started its life as a face-to-face course. I used to do this course in London in front of sometimes it was a course for 4 people, depending how many people would sign up. Sometimes it was 14, never a lot more than that. And always in pairs, because you have to have people like practicing together. And back then I would have 6 lessons of 6 hours each, like real intensives, and would sort of keep going. We'd keep sort of meeting out once a month to practice. And then I turned it into a correspondence course. And then I decided that I wanted to go back to that face-to-face feel, but it has to be obviously over video so that it's available internationally. And I broke it down to all the different levels of preparation before you even approach the cards. So there's different meditations. There's the history. There's how to open your chakras, how to stay safe, how to heal other people. So the different modules deal with this spiritual preparation. So what you have on the screen right now is all the different ways to prepare spiritually, by being protected, by connecting with your spirit guides. There's also a whole module of introductions. Get to know me, get to know the tarot as a whole, get to know the tarot deck that we'll be working with. So there's a lot of preparation. And then we roll our sleeves up and go into the cards one by one. So I get you to look at each card, figure out what you think it means. What does this little thing mean? What does this little thing mean? And then I get very excited showing you all the different ways that the artwork tries to communicate things to you.
Yeah.
So in some of the suits, pentacles, swords, in some of the suits, we have more of a flow from 1 to 2 to 3. In some of them, not so much, because the nature of each element is different. Some elements are more in flow and some elements are more, bouncy. When we get to the major arcana in the end, we go through the whole major arcana little by little, but we also go through the fool's journey, which is going from 0 to 1 to 2. And it's very exciting. When we go through the court cards, the princess, the queens, we also have a lesson of like all the court cards in a grid, 4 per element and 4 elements, and seeing how each of them kind of respect one another. And then once we've gone through all the cards, we also learn how to use them. So we have the different spreads and other uses that you might have for tarot cards. And in the end, you can also join my admittedly quiet and peaceful Facebook group where people can kind of practice on one another. Another thing that I offer for people that finish the course is if then you pursue like a tarot job, I am your reference.
Oh, wow.
I will put my, my reputation and say, I know that Jeneth finished the whole course and that she has, that she has a good understanding of chakras, of healing, of all the cards, of how to work with a client, how to construct a tarot reading. So that course is my labor of love. It is my legacy. Everything that I know is in there. And that's why it took me 2 years to film it.
Wow. So you're saying each of these, so this introduction is about 6 hours? Is that what you're saying?
No, these are, most of the episodes are about 10 to 15 minutes each.
Okay.
So
Great.
I'm a fast talker, and also because it's just me, it's not so much a conversation.
Sure.
So it's really sort of just me talking. It's very intense. It's very, you will need a lot of breaks. A whole lot of me talking at you can be really exhausting. And also it's an experiential course. You have to go out there and do readings and shuffle cards.
How exciting, though. Like the person that would finish this course and the person that would, lend yourself your credibility to this person now would be, in a sense, certified to go and start to do readings, and they can actually do the tarot for, they can have clients that they read for. Yes.
Yeah.
So in other words, they would get a return on their investment as well.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's almost like it's kind of like it's university, it's like it's the upper study of the tarot from someone who
you finish it, you have a career. And because we have it on an insane reduction, especially for you guys.
In the US,
Yeah, so in US, it's under $300, right?
Yes.
You know how much you get paid when you turn up as a tarot reader for a party? You get, like in the UK, it's a minimum of £250. So that's already over £300, over $300
$300.
US.
Wow.
So yeah, you
But
could
that's just
return
for
your investment
one.
with one party.
Yeah.
How fun.
Yeah. And she also, if you want, you could purchase the course, go through the course, and as you need sessions, you could get her session
Oh, true.
and get some support if necessary at an insanely reduced rate because she's done it for Haute Hustle. Now, I don't know if she'll let you do more than one of those.
Right.
But I do want you to, but
Know that
then you
that's
could
available.
collect all your questions and, and have a, I just think that would be a great way
That's
to do it,
awesome.
right?
Thank you. But yeah, I do
think this
have
is
some people that
fascinating.
learn one-on-one, because that way you get me to like critique your
Oh,
readings
cool.
as as you go. But the course is, I think, an incredible start because it's yours. You do it in your own time. If you have a boring job, you do it while you're at the boring job. If you're somebody who learns better in the middle of the night, you do it your own way.
Yeah.
I used to always sort of say that it's important to learn it slowly.
Mm.
And I had one girl that learned it like really fast. And I was like, wait, no, you want to do it slower. And it turned out that she just swallowed it up. Yeah, she was
she's
incredible.
just on fire
We
about
did like
it.
a live
Excited.
together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we were doing side-by-side readings, and I was blown away.
Oh, cool.
So you actually take the tarot first, and then you sometimes do the astrology, is what it seems like. When we had our reading on the Halloween show, it was very much like you're like, okay, so here's what the cards say, and then you were like pulling in the astrology around it. Do you want to
Yeah.
talk just a nugget about the astrology piece that you use with the cards?
Absolutely. So, first of all, when I do a full reading, I like to do like an Astro Tarot on the end, which is just a kind of
Wow.
month by month. It looks like a zodiac, it's a month by month prediction. But also, each of the tarot cards, each and every one, has an astrological connection. And
Oh, okay.
so, for example, if we look at your cards, and for some reason you pull out every single Scorpio card that we've got, then that must have a meaning. Maybe something is coming for you in November. Maybe a Scorpio is coming into your life. Maybe you need to explore the more scorpionic sides of your personality. So I thought it'd be really smart if I just sort of pulled out like all the Scorpio ones as an example, but none of them are coming through. Let's look at some Pisces. For example, the moon card is like the Pisces card. It's illusion, delusion, dreams, and that's very Pisces. But also the 10 of Cups and also the 9 of Cups and the 8 of Cups are also Pisces cards. And so you can find astrological guidance within the tarot that is already kind of built in. It was created with the astrology already inside it. There we go. It's a lot easier to find the Pisces ones for some reason. Maybe it's me.
Interesting.
One of the things
Wow.
that I was playing with, and you gave me an answer to one of those, what I call my big questions. And those are the big questions that just float around in my mind from some odd reason. And one of them was around archetypes. And I was just kind of playing with like, wow, if we have archetypes and where did they come from? And how are they so, direct? And how does the tarot and now how does the astrology work? And then I was like, and then there's the human design. I'm like, how
And
does it
Gene Keys.
and Gene Keys. And then I was like, and then if you look at the Torah, I'm sorry, the Torah codes, then and different names are written in there, and you have different coding, and then I started to see if all of this in our reality has its play, and of course all the geometry, right? And then I was like, oh my gosh, it all makes sense. It was mapped, and we are navigating throughout that map with all of our different decisions and our possibilities. So when you say that there's extra time at the end of the year because we have 50 days, well, think about all the amazing possibilities that we have in every single second in those 50 days. That's empowering.
Yes.
And
Well,
I think what you're saying is really, really true, because it absolutely blows my mind that in the Western world, we have 12 star signs that are one per month. And in the Eastern world, there are 12 signs that are one per year, 12 and 12.
Right,
They are
right.
practically the same
Yes.
signs. The different animals
Yeah.
representing them,
Yeah.
those local to here and those local to there, but the characteristics are the same. How is that possible? Because this is what human beings are. I don't think we
Wow.
invented anything so much as discovered
Yes.
what, what we've got. And I like to use colors as an example, that the color red represents passion in every single culture there is. There is nowhere where the color red would
Yeah.
represent calm. You would
Right?
struggle. You
Yeah.
would struggle to find a
Yes.
culture so
Yes.
intense that the color red would represent calm. Why? Why is that? Because it was never an invention. It was just an attunement into,
Yes.
Yes.
into the nature of the world.
Yes.
Yes, well, and that's what sacred geometry is, and that's how these other things were created, was from the attunement to the sacred field or the world. Earlier, we had a question from Joe, and I thought it was quite cool, and I just wanted to, and since it just matches with this conversation entirely, he's talking about like a wizard or a sorcerer. They don't really do magic. They're just opening the field and receiving the magic required, which, and he says, do you agree? Right? Or do you have a different point of view? So,
So, do you know what? That is exactly kind of my resistance. How I said that I naturally resist and I have to work on it, because when I read Joe's message, I was thinking, well, it's awfully prescriptive. And I hate prescriptive stuff
I
like
know.
steps and like hierarchies.
Yes.
But Joe is exactly right.
Yeah.
And when somebody is kind of open to magic and they are witchcraft and they have this kind of understanding with the universe, then you don't have to sort of go out and perform it.
Yes.
It is something that is of you and within you. And it's when it comes to this time of year, I do a lot of interviews, and in the mainstream, you always get asked the same question, like, what's your favorite spell? And I can't really say it to mainstream people, but you'll get it. That the
Woohoo!
more you've been involved in this kind of life, the fewer spells you do, because
Yeah.
you already are magic. You already have magnetized life to sort of work alongside you and with you and make things easy for you, that there's not really like a huge need to, rub oils into a candle and say it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's
Make
so
your
much
moon
fun.
water. I made some new
Yeah.
moon water.
And of course,
It's
there is
fun.
intention, right?
Yeah.
They're setting an intention. Sometimes you do a brainstorming with that.
And it gives you
Yeah.
time to
Yeah.
set the
So
intention, and
so it's
it
fun,
gives you a
but
rest.
I think when Joe said, he or she just opens the field, I think that's exactly it. You're open to the magic of the universe, goes through you all the time anyway.
Yes.
So
It's
when it is a part of who you are and you are a part of what it is, of course you are magic all the time. So I really, really agree with that.
yeah.
And I think it's also the case with readings, when you have this undeniable belief that things will work out just fine and that the universe is looking out for you, then you pull out some cards for fun because they're great and it's good to have the reassurance, but you're not reliant
Yes.
on reading. You don't need the reading.
Yeah.
It's it's just like a little boost.
But it's also
still there.
The reading could be something that gives a person confirmation, a person encouragement.
Sure.
I was going to ask if we were going to do tarot for our business and ask and play with the entity of our business and have the business kind of through us come and ask questions. How often would you say that we should tap into the cards for a reading like that to see how it could support the next steps in the growth of a business? Like,
yeah,
so that it has a
does that make
communication.
sense? Yeah.
I think for the growth of a business is exactly the same as for the growth of a person or for the growth of a country.
Yeah.
My blanket answer is twice a year.
Okay.
Twice a year gives you like a good understanding of how effective the steps were that you just took, what steps you need to be taking, what your next goal is. And I used to actually limit clients to twice a year, but some people do need the extra support. Or when a business is still finding its feet, then you want to sort of come in with a little mini reading.
Like
Question.
what question needs to be addressed now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that is, again, with the resistance. I used to be really good friends with a girl who said that she never does readings same day when people come to her because she feels like they won't listen and they won't really sort of make best use of the reading. And I adopted it because she was older than me and more experienced. And it was maybe a decade later that I thought, wait, that's awfully judgmental. Sometimes I need things like straight away, or or I didn't realize that that I have been needing it for a while. So now I will take a reading same day. Now I will engage with a person that needs even at times several readings a week to just get them through the day at a state of high anxiety.
Yes.
While a relationship pulverizes into oblivion.
Sure.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
Right. And
I get that.
I think for a lot of people, they don't like to sort of bring their problems to like their friends and relatives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind carrying your problems. I love it. I feel such a sense of satisfaction from using my natural mental resilience to support yours.
I love that.
Have it. I have it. I'm excited that more people can make use of it.
Yeah.
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 Oh, bless you.
Well, if you're looking for the Big Tarot course, you can find it at houtehustle.com/live. We have both that and
Her
Inbaal's session right there, right now on top of the page. Now, I want you guys to know these offers are limited to the season. So if you are interested, this season is going to end in December. So if this is calling to you, you might want to plan and address and say, yes, I'd like this. Now, the Big Tarot course does have a 2-pay option. So there's a little more ease with that too.
To make the decision, yes. So you do the first payment this month, and then you get another 30 days, and then the second payment. Absolutely. And that does help for, I remember when I did my first course that I bought from like a series, and I was so excited. I sold some purses. I always say this. I sold some purses because I just wasn't using them. And it was the best money I ever spent on investing in myself, because that was something I just never did. And finally, now I'm sitting here with the podcast. So there you go.
Well, it's funny. I had a coach once. This was me getting over so much money hoarding, I guess.
Yeah.
But he said, I was $50,000 in debt at the time. And he said, look, if you want something, the resources are always available. You know, and he was giving examples like, you know, I knew somebody that was wanting this, but, you know, he didn't know how to get it. And we brainstormed and he sold a boat. And the universe responded as soon as he said, I want the course and the boat's up for sale, and it sold within 2 days. And I
Oh,
thought,
that's right. He had been trying to sell that boat for a while.
right.
Yeah.
Or he did something different and advertised the boat in a different way. And that changed my brain the day that guy told me that, where I go, you know what? I've got to take different actions in my life. And when he told me that, and that was like on a free webinar, and then I started to invest in that dude. And that was the beginning. That was David Nagel. That was the beginning of all of this. Like, because I didn't even want to, I was like, yeah, it's just a digital course, this, that, and the other. And then I was like, oh, there's a lot of things you don't learn on a free webinar. You know, and then I got open up to access consciousness from that, you know, but I could have never gone into access consciousness unless he would have opened me up in that way. So I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like sometimes I need to share a story with somebody.
Yeah, I think so.
To kind of open up that courage muscle.
Yep.
So
I gotcha.
Just thought I'd put that.
Also, it's also good to note that the universe responds when you do.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times when I invested in myself, all of a sudden, all these wonderful things just started lining up.
Weird.
And
it's awesomely weird.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It really is. And I remember there was a time where like I had a little bit of a gap and I'm like, I don't think I need that. I don't think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Or I've got this and this and this I should do. And probably it was dinners or something. Like I was going to go out with friends and spend the money in that place. And instead I decided to invest in myself. And let me tell you, so many things lined up. Like I got these extra clients at my job. I mean, it was so cool. And I was having a dry spell during that time. So the universe opened up when you do.
Yeah.
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 I love how she'll rush me along in my story.
I know. You all like stayed and listened for mine, and then I'm like, yep.
Inbaal, do you have any parting words for us today?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I've always always got words.
Oh, I love it.
In exactly the same way that it showed up in Stephen's reading. You're probably a lot more talented than you think you are. I believe in you. Are you ready to believe in yourself? The possibilities for a human being in this world are infinite. And don't even have to believe in yourself so much in order to find success. You just have to believe that you can take the next step and then get up the courage to do the step after that.
Yeah.
Every step gets you that little bit closer to where you're going, and you are on the right path, no matter how it feels.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you.
And even the icky is a part of the path. Because if you wouldn't feel the icky, it wouldn't feel as great when it is great. Yeah. Well, my gosh, I just think you're like a little gem that was brought from the stars. So I appreciate you so much. We were blown away on the last call. You guys, if you haven't heard that, we had a pre-record that we did off without the audience, and she just did readings on us. And we are like drooling.
Mouth
Literally jaw on the floor. Like we say things like that, but we really truly felt that way.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was incredible. So we will see you again sometime, probably in the new year. But wow, this is just was such a beautiful call. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Some messages from the chat. Thanks, I needed that, Inbaal. Oh my gosh, thank you. What a beautiful call. Once again, another wonderful session. Good job, ladies. What else do I see here? And on the chat,
Paula says that's the magic in the tarot.
Awesome.
Wow. Thank you guys. And thank you for your vulnerability. I was reading Katie had a message on, how she was looking at cat videos and ended up finding us on YouTube. And she's like, I'm shy and I'm weird and I felt no judgment. So here I am
love
in this
you.
community.
Yeah.
So thank you. I that is the community we want to bring together.
We're weird too.
Yeah, very weird.
All right, everyone, have a good one. Just a couple of announcements. We have the new summit coming up in January, and that will be
right at the beginning of the year.
To kick off a challenge and everything.
Manifesting
We're going to be with
challenge.
you. And we have 3 speakers a day starting at 11 a.m. Pacific. So mark your calendars. It starts on Monday, January 5th. We know that the holidays are coming, and then you're going to go right into this and have some more fun. What else we have? We have a live event this weekend.
We'll share a little bit. We are streaming the singing bowls, but we aren't announcing it through the newsletter. So if you're listening to this call, tune in around 5 p.m. Central Time tomorrow.
Yeah, exciting.
That's when we'll start the singing bowls, and you'll have to watch it on YouTube, but that's just for you guys.
So if you want to find it, just go and search How Hustle on YouTube. And then click. We will have the live right there at 5 p.m. Central. It'll be a little sneak.
Yeah, you can follow us and hit the bell, and then you'll see the live stream come up.
Throw a comment in there.
Yeah, please throw some comments in that YouTube.
All righty, everyone. We just are How Hustle and reminding you to take a little time to enjoy the woo.
Bye, everyone.